Today we're going to talk about removing your RAM, random access memory, and putting it back in on the motherboard. Here we've already removed the motherboard from the computer, and these are your RAM slots. So a lot of the newer computers only have 2, and they support anywhere between 2 to 16 gigs of RAM. It has to be a 64-bit machine for that to happen, though. Anyways, to remove the RAM, you'll find these locking tabs on either side. But before I do that, I want to remember to tell you that you want to discharge any electricity out of your body by touching metal parts on here or wearing a grounding strap. RAM can be sensitive to an ESD, which is electric static discharge. We'll press down on these tabs, and you can actually hold the RAM when you're doing this. You can do this when it's inside the machine. Sometimes it's easier when you're building to do it outside because your peripherals and cables will be over the top. Anyways, I've removed the RAM, and you can see that the chip has a notch in the middle of it. Okay, this particular RAM is DDR. I believe it's 2 signals per clock cycle, if I'm not mistaken. If you go to want to replace the RAM or upgrade the RAM in your machine, you can go online, like Crucial.com actually has a program that'll tell you exactly how many ports you have on your motherboard and what's plugged into them and what type of RAM to upgrade to, and you can order it right off their website. When you go ahead to put this back in, you want to pay particular attention to where this notch is in the middle of your RAM, because you could put it in there backwards, and you do have to push down with a fair amount of force. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to remember which way the label is facing when I pull it out. But if you have a flashlight, if you need to, you can look down in here and see where the slot's at and make sure, just kind of hold it and make sure it's lined up. Anyways, I start by putting one into the RAM in one side and then the other, and then it takes a fair amount of force, as I said, but it should click. These should pop up. You can actually push down and kind of lift up on those if you want to, but if you don't, on this particular side, I'll show you how I can push down and it slides up on its own. And basically that's removing and returning the RAM to the motherboard.